guys, this is the Super Review Show's New York Comic Con Friday recap video. So, as most of you know, or whoever you didn't know, I went to Comic Con this past weekend or two, and it was, again, wonderful experience. The costumes were awesome. I got a ton of pictures for this video. I will say that I did not, when we got there, the Runaways panel had already been booked. Press, everything was filled. I'm like, damn it! So, I didn't get into that, but I got into one panel in particular. And we're going to touch on that very first. And as I'm talking about it, the pictures will be appear on the screen here. So here we go. I got to see someone who, as far as the film industry, the comic book industry goes, I really admire this man quite a bit. I got to see Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns was at the DC Comics panel. He was talking about how, it was very interesting how he talked about how Watchmen, and he showed us panels and stuff from each page of the new comic book that's coming out. How the Watchmen, as far as the DC multiverse goes, how they're kind of in their own thing, and then Batman, Superman, Earth 1, Earth 2, or 3 are all over there. And how he wants to bring them closer, and that's what this graphic novel is doing. And I got a few pictures of the actual the screening, as you can see here, as I'm talking over it, or under it, I should say. It was such a really cool thing to actually watch Jeff Johns talk. Because you got to remember, the guy owns DC. He is the DC, he's the head of DC. And for him to take time out of his schedule for us to go see him just talk about, even just talking about whatever he wanted to. He could talk about the political events. He almost did. I will say that. He almost talked about the current events that are going on outside of movies and outside of comic books and TV shows and music and everything. He actually went into depth with some stuff that's going on with with the White House and stuff, but I'm not going to get into that. That's not my territory to get into. Frankly, because I don't really want you guys to feel that it's something that I should talk about. It's not. I should talk about movies, I should talk about TV shows, and that's what you guys want to hear about. So anyways, Jeff Johns was there. He talked a lot about how Watchmen are going to be entering the DC universe more as time goes on with this crossover that's going on, and the New 52, and how he said the guy really loves his comic books. He really loves how he loves the character in depth. He loves all these things with all of these really, incredible things. Oh my God. And it was just so cool to realize that he has a deep, profound passion for the comic book world, like the interactions that Batman has with Aquaman, or when Green Arrow has to go when he's dating someone, he wanted to put more personal relationships in that comic book feel again, and I think that's a great. I haven't read a DC book in a while, but now he made me want to go read one again. Not that I have anything against DC, but I haven't been able to get out and do comic booky stuff for a while, so there's that. So that was the Jeff Johns DC panel. It was really cool. They talked a lot about it. There wasn't a lot of, I don't want to say popular stuff. There was other things to do, but those weren't other days. They had the Star Trek Discovery. They had Pacific Rim at the theater at Madison Square Garden. All these things. And we didn't get to go to them because there were other days. And obviously Collider, Schmoes Know, they were all there. I didn't get to see them, actually. This is a little disappointing to me. But one of the other things I wanted to touch on was they had a giant section for Alex Ross art. And as I said, as I'm talking, the pictures are going to appear. Alex Ross had his own little section on the floor of Comic-Con, and oh my God, he is a talented man. As you can clearly see from the pictures above, there's the Justice League, and there's all this artwork that he's done. He's a phenomenal artist. And another one I found there, and as some of you may not know, I'm a huge Beatles fan. I just saw Paul McCartney recently at the Garden back in September. And he apparently Alex Ross did the Beatles artwork. And as you can see in the second photo, the man, it was really cool to see his artwork. And you could buy that. I don't know if the prices are there, but they're $2,000 a piece. And they had things you can win them or whatever. And that'd be really cool to have. Because his artwork is such. When I think of Alex Ross and I think of comic books, I honestly think of Kingdom Come. That graphic novel alone, All right. The next thing I wanted to touch on was just going around Comic-Con was so much fun. And I got Michael Rooker's autograph, believe it or not. Michael Rooker's autograph. The guy just sat there. He came out and he's like, hey, everybody, how's it doing? And everyone's like, yeah. And then eventually he raised his hands up again. And then everyone started cheering even more. So I got his autograph, as you can see from the picture here. What a cool guy. And his voice actually sounds like the Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. He actually sounds like the character. That's just his regular voice, and I never knew that. That was such a really cool thing to find out, and it was a cool thing. I got his autograph. I have a bunch of autographs from previous years too, but this was one of the highlights of the year for me. Jumping over to this other one, this is part 1 of 2 pictures I have. They had a DC Justice League section where they actually had the Justice League costumes actually like in front of us. As you can see in this picture, they had Flash on the left, then they had Cyborg, then they had Batman, then they had Wonder Woman, and then they had Aquaman. Now, quite notably was, where is Superman? Where is Superman? This is one of those things where I think the DC is really pushing how Superman is in this. You're just not going to see him until you see the movie. And I think that's really smart on their part. Like, yeah, you're not going to see him until the movie. And obviously the banner, you can't save the world alone with each one of the logos. I'm surprised. Kind of a theory out there. Could we see a Green Lantern show up in this movie and then launch his own solo film down the line? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when the movie comes out next month. So that was that one. Another thing I just want to touch on, and obviously, look, the banner itself alone is cool. Now, meeting Daryl McDaniels of Run DMC was awesome. He was, for those of you who don't know, Run DMC, I'm sure many of you do, but just in case you didn't know, Run DMC was a rap group in the 80s. And after their DJ, the DJ, Jam Master Jay, he died, and I think he was shot, actually, forgive me. And he was friends with this guy, who, you can see with the pictures here. He was a really, really genuinely nice guy, and he was one of the creative founders of Run DMC. I think he knows Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, because if you go online, you can look on YouTube, there's a video there of Run DMC covering Walk This Way by Aerosmith, and they're in it. He's in the video, and I got to meet him. It was really cool. And now he's a comic book artist. He does graphic novels. He signed the graphic novel I bought from him. I got a free selfie with him, and so did my girlfriend Emma. She's in the video too, as you can see there. And what a great guy of DMC, Darren McDaniels. God, the guy is a genius. And it was just so cool to just see all these things come out of Comic-Con. And honestly, that's everything I have. That's everything I took. Because like I said, a lot of nearly every other panel was filled up. Every other line was filled up. Mark Hamill's line was through the line, like through everything. I got a glimpse of him. I didn't get a picture of him, but I got a glimpse of Mark Hamill from afar. And Mark Hamill was there. Now, the thing was, they did with Stan Lee a year or two ago, I think it was last year, they had Stan Lee, but how to put this, he didn't have a curtain blocking him, like the one I have behind me. They had one of those blocking Mark Hamill. I said, wonder why? Maybe because his autograph was $300, which I didn't get, and I chose not to get it because it's $300. I would gladly get it if it was like $100. But you're Mark Hamill, I get it, but there's no way you're $300, man. He made a ton of money over the weekend. He was there all days. We got to see Jason Isaacs, the dad of Malfoy from Harry Potter, doing autographs. A lot of these famous actors and actresses. Kevin Conroy was there, obviously. And overall, just an overall great time once more at New York Comic Con. So, but there you go. That's our recap. That's what we saw there. What do you guys think about this? Please leave all your thoughts on this in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Sound off. Share this video on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. Do whatever you have to do. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter simply at The Super Review Show. Thank you very much for watching this video. So J-Man off to Comic-Con next year. Keep it locked in the Super Review Show.